Welcome back to another video on this gameplay of Civilization 6 with Atlas, where it's Rome versus other ancient civilizations on this huge humongous scale. Where I'll try and play this as archaeologically, historically, as I can put it through the bits of gameplay and events that pop up, as well as my own gameplay that I play. So I hope you enjoy this version. So at the moment we left off where we have our ancient scouts starting to scout around India's territory because they're very friendly with us. And what we can do is, nope, not yet. We could have had an alliance with them, but they haven't culturally advanced enough to have alliances. We're now starting to spam some settlers out of Roma because we've now boosted ourselves with Machu Picchu and the Colosseum. Alexander has not got to war with us. He obviously doesn't think we're weak enough to take over, so what we could do is in the next few turns start putting pressure on him. However, I rather know his territory around him. So what we can do is we can move our horse unit up here and he can start to scout around because he'll be very quick. And we can also have another trader, not yet, at 280 we can buy one. Because we can now have available 2 trade routes due to our expanding empire. And we have a unit to move, we have this builder, and this builder will now start to hopefully improve the city down here. So Egypt's trading with us, which is quite good, but they're mostly just boosting Rome. But that's what we want. We want Rome to be the big city. At its height, it had over 1 million people living in its city, which is not far from actually the date now, which is 125 BC, and we've just now gone into the medieval period in a glorious golden age, which is quite handy. So we're going to move our settler over here and settle down here, and we can make a dedication. So I think the dedication I'm going to go for is free inquiry to boost our technology. I could go with monumentality and start spending up faith, or evangelist, but that's if we have essentially faith, a religion, but we don't have one yet. But we will, at some point I will invest in faith, but not yet. So we've got our builder here, so what we're going to do is start to boost the production around here. So we're going to put a mine here, lumberjack here, put farmland on these potatoes, and maybe a farmland over here. So this boy is going to go down here and start to put a mine here over here. Although this could be quite a good useful location for a campus, but it's not quite there yet. I'll rather have maybe an encampment maybe here in striking distance this way, or here, but worried that the volcano will block it off, so maybe not for one just there. And because we're in the medieval era and we now have this World Congress where this is where everyone meets up and makes votes. So this bit, chosen units. So we want to go for melee because then we can utilise our wee little legion. So we'll put 2 votes towards that. And we're not fussed. Let's go with Egypt because they're the nearest culture towards us. And you know, these are 2 resolutions that kind of don't affect us just yet, which is a shame, but not much we can do. So it's gone for range, which we have a lot of range units, which is fantastic. This religion doesn't affect us, so...
I conclude then this point touching upon the power of kings with this axiom of divinity. That is, to dispute what God may do is blasphemy. So it is sedition to dispute what a king may do.
So this is in reference to the divine right, which is to do with Catholicism. So kings were chosen by God to lead the people. So it's similar to the mandate of heaven in China. Although this references to King James, which is right at the end of what you could say divine monarchy, especially in Britain. So this was King James I and King James VI. So it's King James I of England and King James VI of Scotland. So now we have our monarchy, which is exactly what we want. It's because we have some boosts more. We want to go for, again, to help with our wonders. We now have diplomaticness policy we can have, and what we want to do is we want to have charismatic leader. Trajan was a charismatic leader, which is great. And then next one, what should we go for? I think we'll go for iron and horses will produce resources will produce even more for their yields, which suits us quite well. Which one should we go for? Mercenaries, because then we can have the professional army discount as well as the discount on units, so we can upgrade our units a lot quicker and a lot easier. And now we're going to build Petra next to the pyramids. Petra is actually is an ancient city built right into the hillsides in Jordan, in the Middle East. Fantastic place. I would love to go there. And we're going to build our lovely library here, and what we can do is start chopping down some trees. Yay, no more trees. Which does sound quite bad saying that, but you know, historically Rome would be destroying the vegetation around it to boost its cities, to boost its production, to build its people. And it's quite right. So a great library is hopefully, if we can build it in time, instead of it being built in Alexandria, it's going to be built here in Vienna, which would be fantastic. The same terracotta army is built by China, but we're going to build it in Miliano, which is I always quite funny. I like seeing wonders built by their own civilization. It's also quite fun playing other civilizations and stealing their wonders by building it quicker. So that's what we're going to do. Now, so as you can see, we're now 2 turns away there, 24 turns and 11 turns for our 3 wonders. And each time we build a wonder, it boosts towards it. However, slight problem is these wonders are all, how shall I put it? They're all ancient, the ancient era style wonders, so they won't add any more era points to us. But technically, we are in the ancient era.
There is nothing but a plank between a sailor and eternity.
So we've now got this. We've now got shipbuilding. So what we can do is embark our scouty boy, and hopefully send him up to here and maybe scout up towards here. That'd be nice. And I think buttresses is going to be important, so we can start damming here, so our cities don't get flooded. So we can reap the rewards of floods, but not get damaged by said floods. So I think next we want to build is our. Let's go over our campus, and we'll plop our campus. We could plop it here. Is there anything built here, or is it just a mine? So it's just a mine, so we're going to put our campus sitting just here, so boost our science. And what we will do is purchase a trader in Rome and start trading with people to boost Rome. So he's now got a settler. Unfortunately, he's losing food, but what we can do is add a bit more food so it starts to produce some food for itself. Should be quite nice. So we'll start to build up production for the city, and hopefully we'll chop down some trees here and it will start and put some farmland down. So our horses are just here, so hopefully start to reap the benefits of terracotta army, and we can start boosting our units.
There were 7 wonders in the world, and the discovery of the terracotta army, we may say, is the 8th miracle of the world.
So the terracotta army actually is part of the tomb of the first emperor of China, who is the leader in this game for China. So now we can boost everyone's promotion. So we want to go for anti-cavalry, so they can do that shock charge. We'll go for tortoise. This one's probably best against range units. Defending. tortoise, garrison, tortoise, and then we want to go battle cry. And what we can do is we can now, because it's got to rank 2, we can name our one, but we'll name it Legio 1 in reference to the legions of Rome. So we'll have Legio 1, and what I'm thinking I'm going to do is I'm going to send this army afterwards and then come over here, because then he can start to boost up the technology for himself. So I think I'm going to go to Alabastion because we get 2 food and some more production as well as 8 gold. So we can start having some more gold as well as food, because more food for Rome equals more population. More population means more production, more culture, more everything, which is what we ultimately want. And we still have this scout that can get promoted, and we'll just give him a thundering recon. Oh yeah, we forgot about this, so he can go for this. You can get promoted. Well, we have to wait till he lands to promote him, which is fine. So in 8 turns, well 7 turns of this, we should get the Great Library, which will boost our science, which is ultimately what we want. We're still behind Coupe, because I'm guessing Coupe managed to get one of these technologies that sprung up, which is kind of annoying, but there's not much we can do about it. Let's boost our own science, which we can see actually on here is he produces less science than us, but he's researched more than us. And culturally, he's got a bigger culture than us, and he has but the same amount of tourists. Our military is not the strongest, so we should probably want to boost our
being a mercenary though, hey,
which is exactly what we're going to do. So we don't need that, so I'm going to go for professional armies and then feudal contracts. We've already our units are quite produced quite quickly, so we can start promoting our armies quicker than we can. So it will happen next turn. And then we'll go for a naval tradition. We'll build our nice little walls here with human. So what I'm going to do, how much does it cost? So we have to wait till 75, so it's costing us less to now upgrade our troops, which is great. And then but we want to start boosting that economy for us as much as we can. So again, have these troops on alert, so she can just sleep. Then we'll start to scout this territory and see where Alexander's cities, the many cities he'll have named after himself, which is quite true. There are a lot of cities in Europe and towards the Middle East named after Alexander the Great. A bit of vanity, but Blame him, he's a fantastic conqueror. He died very young, unfortunately, but meh. So we can now have a 3rd trader, which is great news, I think. So we're now scouting a bit more territory around India. We've realised that there's a brick and essentially a wall of mountains in the way, so we don't quite want to do that. So yeah. So Cooper wants to make a deal for our cannabis, and he'll give us some rewards for it, and we could do that, even though he doesn't like us, but you know, we can get some more gold. More gold is more good, because then we can buy more units, etc., which is, again, fine by me.
An architect should live as little in cities as a painter. Send him to our hills, and let him study there what nature understands by a buttress, and what by a dome.
So we could build the Hagia Sophia if we want, but actually I think more importantly for us, so we'll go for machinery. More importantly for us, I think, is start building these dams. I think these dams will be very important for us. So in Kume, we'll build a dam. Tricky. Build a dam here. So Rome can have its dam possibly here in 7 turns. Vienna will have its dam. I think I'll put my dam here so we can use this farmland a bit more, but we'll do it in the next turn. Actually, we'll put it there. And then Artium, is this floodplains? We'll have to wait a bit more turns for Artium. Let's chop down these forests. We'll chop down this forest down here for Kume. So let's go through India's territory, because they don't mind us doing that. So the only one left is this scout who needs to upgrade. Unfortunately, at the moment we seem to be hitting a little bit of ocean here, and we can embark on like the sea level, I guess, or the coast level, but we can't actually go into deep water. Not yet, not until we get the cartography. So we can upgrade this scout. We'll go for faster movements on hill. We finally built our extra legion. So I think what I'll do is run him over here, because I want to upgrade this legion and then we can have them join together. So what I think we'll do is we'll build a bath next, a water mill, and then we'll pump out some more units. So we'll build some legions and some cavalry units. So Alexander has quite a beefy military sitting out up here, so it'll be interesting to see what he does with that. Slow progress so far, but it's coming together, I believe. We're probably going to be converted to Egypt's religion, since they've sent quite a lot of missionaries and apostles towards us, which is fine. There is a case where Rome was influenced by Egypt with its religion before even conquering Egypt, so it's fine by us. So we found the city of Kadesh over here. You're having our scouts sailing the waters by the Tyrian Sea and in the Mediterranean Sea.
Nay.
So because Athens is always paranoid, wanting to be defensive, it doesn't want to go to war all that lot. They're quite happy because our military's not big, but we're not sharing borders with them, so they're quite happy with us, which is fine and dandy, to be honest.
I'd imagine the whole world as one big machine. Machines never come with any spare parts, you know. They always come with the exact amount they need. A good navy is not a provocation to war. It is the surest guarantee of peace.
So what should we go for next? We'll go for castles. And then go for guilds because they're the quickest ones to work for, and we've got envoys we can send out. There's no way we're going to take Joe Long from Cleopatra. I think we'll just keep pumping ourselves into empty. We could go to Vars, but we won't be liked upon. So I think empty, every time you boost envoys towards them, their territory grows a bit and they get a little bit more powerful, which I think is fine by us. Up towards Rome and start to boost Rome's nice. Economy's boosting up quite nicely, and I'm gonna. So we're still not happy. We're not fighting with anyone, but I think we're gonna have fun. I think a war with Alexander might be quite nice, especially take his little city here. We've got a nice coastal city right here. We can just take the capital.
We can roam the bloated stacks of the Library of Alexandria, where all imagination and knowledge are assembled. We can recognize in its destruction the warning that all we gather will be lost.
So we built the library, the Great Library. It's not the Great Library of Alexandria, it's the Great Library of Ravenna now. So we'll build our dam over here, spend a bit of money, but that's fine. We'll wait a few more turns because we get 42 gold per turn, which is fantastic. So in a couple of turns we'll be able to upgrade this unit here, and that will be sweet. Start to scout out a bit more of his territory. Because we've got quite a lot of units just sitting here. I would love to try and upgrade this unit and then this unit over here. Do we want ivory? We could always have some ivory, but can add to our amenities and we can have our people a bit happier. Plus, more trade you do with civilizations, the more likely they're going to be friendly because you're trading with them. So at this point, I'm going to stop after the next turn for this week's video, because we now have. We've got machines, so we can now create crossbowmen. So our archers are made a little bit redundant, so we have to kind of upgrade them, which is going to cost quite a bit of money. But that's fine for the moment. Well, what we can do is start to let's provoke. Well, let's wait a bit, move our units in towards our territory, and we want to start to upgrade these units as quick as possible. Especially now, considering we're going to have longswordsmen soon enough to upgrade them, so this actually might become even more costly. So what I'll do is just cheekily wait, and I'm going to go for Tarkophagy instead for 9 turns. The unit still needs to be moved, so he could just wait. He'll be on alert and just wait a few tiles. We'll actually send up this villager up here so he can start to help with Antium's lands. This villager can start moving up here towards the truffles. Scouts can start scouting around in his territory before we get kicked out. And we'll start heading up north way like this. So this is where I'm going to end it for this week. I hope you enjoy it. I hope the weather is there where you are is nice, and see you next time.